Hello everybody, hopefully having a wonderful day. And this is another, probably my second now, extra. I'm so sorry about the lag. This is probably my second now extra lesson. So this is not a numbered lesson, but it's just an extra lesson, which I thought I'd mention. Now in this lesson, all I really wanted to do was mention something, sort of a note, and not like a musical note, just something to keep in mind. Now there's a rule in music which I haven't really covered, but it needs to be you have enough knowledge to learn about the rule now, and it's a really short rule, and it's not really something that I could find putting in a separate video, or in a separate lesson, or as part of another lesson. So I just thought I'd make a short extra lesson to teach you the rule right now. It's just a simple rule, right? A convention. So but it's important when you're reading music, so I thought I'd mention it. Okay, so let's say I've got some stuff. Let me drop a stuff here for our convenience. 5 lines as usual. And let's say this is the start of a bar. Let's say in this bar I write the pitch C sharp. Let's say I write C sharp. Then I'm writing something else, maybe an E. Then I'm writing something else, maybe an A. And then I come and write C. Or more accurately, I place a note on this third space. So you can see put maybe C, F, A, and C. Now, there's a convention in music in which it states that since this C was sharp, all the C's within this bar will also automatically be considered sharp. Let me repeat that. So if I've got on the starting of bar some accidental, maybe it could be anything, maybe it's a D flat, right? All the other D's, all the other D's you see in this bar only, by the way, only this is bar specific. All the other D's you may see in this bar also must be automatically considered flat. You won't see the accidental. So like this, right? Because this first note is C sharp, right? I mean the first pitch is C sharp. So if I come across a C, just like a plain C written on the space, right? Written in the same bar, I have to automatically consider that to be C sharp. So that means that this C, I have to automatically consider it to be C sharp. It's just a rule. So let's do one more example. It's kind of a weird rule. So let's just do one more example. 4, 9, 5 lines. Well, terrible 5 lines, but yeah. So once again, let's say I'm writing a different accidental now. E flat. I'm writing some other music, C, G, and then I write another E. Could be a different E, by the way. Could be this as well. It's also E. So whenever the moment I see an E flat, I'm writing this is the end of the bar. The moment I see an E flat, all the other E's within this bar, all the other E's within this bar must automatically be considered flat. It's a rule. So I see this E and there's another E within this bar. So I want to consider that E flat. So once again, there's another E within this bar. So I'm going to consider that E flat. So something very important, right? Alright, so that's all that really is to it. I encourage you to rewind the video if you not fully understood it. But once again, if you ever see within a bar any accidental, right, maybe D sharp this time, and you come across that same pitch, the same natural pitch somewhere else, it could be anywhere like this D in the same bar, as long as it's in the same bar, you automatically consider that natural pitch to also have the pertinent accidental. That's basically the rule, right? I'm not sure exactly why this convention exists, but I am gonna make an educated guess and assume that they think that within a bar, it's likely that you will use the same. If you're using E sharp in a bar, it's like, sorry, not E sharp. If you're using maybe a G sharp in a bar, it's likely that you're gonna use G sharp again in that bar. So instead of making you write G sharp twice, you just write G sharp once, and then you automatically consider all the G's within that bar um, sharp. I'm not sure this is the reason why, but point is it's a convention, and that's the way we've chosen to write music. Another note is, as I said, outside this bar, this rule does not apply. So this is a new bar, right? We're starting a new bar. This D is going to just be considered D natural. So this is going to be considered D regular D. D natural, right? This rule of this accidental automatically consideration or whatever is only applicable within bars, as I've stated. So at the beginning of a bar, if you see, or anywhere in fact in a bar, you see a accidental like maybe D sharp, and you see a D somewhere else within that same bar, automatically consider that D to be sharp. Or if it's E flat, automatically consider the next E to be flat. It doesn't have to be the same D. As I said, it could be this D and that D, or this E and that D. It doesn't matter. Okay, that's all I really wanted to cover. Maybe one more note is how to subvert this. So let's say that I was writing music and I wanted to have F sharp and F natural. F natural is the regular F, not the sharp. If I wanted to have F and F natural, F sharp and F natural in the same bar, the way I do that is I'd write, so I write, let's say it's starting with F sharp, then I go to G, then I go to maybe E. Now I want to write F, I want to write regular F, F natural. I can still do that. So I write F, but I put a natural symbol next to it. So as we discussed, this accidental is a sharp, this accidental is a flat, and this sort of half rectangle thingy, I don't know how to describe it, but I've drawn it multiple times, so hopefully you get the idea, is called a natural symbol. So whenever I've got F sharp, if this natural symbol was not there, if it was not there, I automatically consider this to be F sharp, as per the rule, if you remember, as long as it's in the same bar, which it is, right? I automatically consider it to be F sharp. But because this natural symbol is there, it tells me to play this as F natural, regular F. So point is, I can use another accidental to subvert this rule. So yeah, once again, let me just recap. It's a weird rule, but I didn't know exactly where else to fit it. So within a bar, if you have some accidental, maybe C sharp, and you see a C somewhere else within that same bar, then you consider that C to be automatically sharp. Or if it's E flat, you consider the next E within the bar you see, all the E's within the bar you see to be E flat, right? Or all the E's you see within the bar to be E flat. And if you ever want to subvert this rule, or if you ever want to see what it means, is if you find a natural symbol next to a particular pitch, so let's say a note, so let's say this is F sharp, and I see this F but with a natural symbol, then you're supposed to play it as the regular F natural. Why? Because this is telling you to play it as F natural. If this was not there, you play it as F sharp. Once again, if you've not understood it, I encourage you to rewind the video. I think I've repeated it multiple times. Or if you want to just look up this rule on the internet and it will give you slightly more information about it. But yeah, it's a convention, it's a rule, and I didn't know where else to mention it, so I thought I'd just make a short extra lesson to cover it. Because when you're reading music, you might end up reading it wrong if you do not know this rule. So I really do encourage you to, you know, um, get familiar with this. That being said, this is really all I wanted to cover today. It's a weird rule, but it's present. It's ever present in music, and yeah, that's all I really want to cover. Hopefully you've learned something valuable. Hopefully you've taken away something valuable. Hopefully you enjoyed the lesson. Wishing you a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.